Today we journey together to celebrate, commemorate, and enlarge the space of the rich legacy of Vidyajyoti Institute of Religious Studies, Faculty of Theology, as it completes a span of 50 years in the nation's capital and continues to strive forward in its mission. Theological education at Vidyajyoti draws inspiration from the conciliar as well as the teachings of the popes and bishops' conferences on Christian engagement with other religions. Vidyajyoti draws insights from the Federation of Asian Bishops' Conference with a focus on triple dialogue, that is, with the poor, cultures, and religions.
Generations of students of theology remember how in these two buildings on 4A and 23 Raj Nivas Marg, theological churning, Manthan, engaged them. Vidyajyoti has hosted numerous conferences and festivals, published books and periodicals, and invited a galaxy of thinkers, theologians, scholars, social activists, and people from the peripheries. International and national conferences on contextual theology, inculturation, liberation, globalization, wounded history, new evangelization, synodality, Indian constitution, the role of critical thinking in theology, the role of theology in nation building, just to mention a few, have broadened the intellectual horizons of the staff and students. Vidyajyoti is, however, more than just an academic institution. It is a way of life designed to form men and women dedicated to the service of others, who let the inner divine light shine out through them over the past 50 years. Therefore, numerous students of Vidyajyoti have gone out with fire in their hearts for God's people.
Let us now sit back and witness a musical dance drama, reminiscence of Vidyajyoti, that has withstood the test of time and has in itself become a sign of our times. It is our sincere hope and endeavor that we rekindle the fire and set hearts ablaze, all who witness it, to go out into the world as ambassadors of God's love, especially unto the least.
So, you are new too?
Yes, and I'm really delighted. It was my dream to study in Vidyajyoti. This campus, though small, is beautiful. Let's go inside.
Look at this! It's so amazing. I am sure there is a meaning to this, and it is symbolic of something. Wish someone could tell us more about Vidyajyoti and its history.
I am Sophia, the Prajna, the wisdom of God that you seek. I am also part of your being, the indwelling spirit, Antaratma, that wants to lead you to knowledge and truth. Come, I will take you on a journey that spans 50 years and more, and of which all of us here are a part. Can you read this line?
tameva bantam anubhati sarvam.
This line is from Katha Upanishad 5:15. I know what this means. It means everything shines after him as he shines.
God represented here as the flame, the only source of light that shines in human wisdom, as it searches for the meaning of reality and dispels darkness that envelopes the world. This is the motto of Vidyajyoti. Like the rays of the sun that rise from the east but spread over in the entire world, the light of the divine shines forth in our motherland, India, through our institute. Let us, as we begin our sacred journey, pray that this divine light of God's wisdom illuminate us and flow into us, just like it has illuminated the scholars, staff, and students down the decades. As we celebrate the completion of 50 years of Vidyajyoti in Delhi, it is important to locate the trajectory of its roots. Vidyajyoti's story can be divided into 3 journeys. Are you ready to go back in time to the first journey? To understand this, we have to go all the way back to the year 1878. Yes, it is more than a century backward. a philosophy house called St. Joseph Seminary with just 8 scholastics. And the place, Hazaribagh, is the beginning where Jesuits from India and Sri Lanka were trained. Belgian Jesuits who had founded both the Bengal Mission and Calcutta Archdiocese were responsible to train these scholastics and seminarians.
What a wonderful group of Belgian missionaries that must be.
The fledgling center soon moved to Asansol, and under the same name, St. Joseph Seminary, where courses in philosophy and theology were conducted between 1881 and 1887. However, soon it was rechristened as Seminary of St. Mary's and continued to have both students of philosophy and theology.
Oh, that was how Asansol became our center.
It was on 22nd January 1889 that the seminary was moved to Kurseong, with the French Jesuits of Madurai Mission opening Sacred Heart College at Chembaganur in 1898 for the students of philosophy. Eventually, the seminary became an exclusive theologate at Kurseong. In the year 1900, there were 29 scholastics, of whom 11 were Indian, mostly from Calicut and Madurai missions.
It feels amazing that missionaries from the West came together in an Oriental center to gain knowledge and spread it around the world.
Yes, and thus Kurseong was established as the center of Christic learning, where from all directions of the peninsula, elected and selected, inspired and sent young men began to assemble in a community in order to learn about divine wisdom, to get the feel of Christian spirituality, and to experience the devotional build-up of Western spirituality in Eastern garb, parallel to the Indian spirituality of Jnana, Karma and Bhakti Marga.
प्रेरित रक्षित अतिरक्षित नामित चयनित प्रतिष्ठित प्रेरित रक्षित अतिरक्षित राष्ट्रव्यापी जवानों का ये कारवां ये जमघट राष्ट्रव्यापी जवानों का ये कारवां ये जमघट कुछ पूरब से कुछ पश्चिम से कुछ उत्तर से कुछ दक्षिण से कुछ पूरब से कुछ पश्चिम से कुछ उत्तर से कुछ दक्षिण से सेवा में सब नर्तनधारी अनादि वचन प्रभु ईसा की सेवा में सब नर्तनधारी अनादि वचन प्रभु ईसा कर्स्यांग का सौंदर्य किंचिन जंगा का ऐश्वर्य दार्जिलिंग की आह्लादता प्रभु ने जैसे चुन चुन कर कर्स्यांग का सौंदर्य किंचिन जंगा का ऐश्वर्य दार्जिलिंग की आह्लादता प्रभु ने जैसे चुन चुन कर पृष्ठभूमि थी सजाई प्रेमिल छुअन के संग साथ अपने चुने हुओं के निमित्त संभार रखा था आशियाना नामित चयनित प्रतिष्ठित प्रेरित रक्षित अतिरक्षित देवदार के सघन वनों से छनकर आती इतराती हवा फूलों की वो बहार थी या रंगों का अक्षय स्वर्ग देवदार के सघन वनों से छनकर आती इतराती हवा फूलों की वो बहार थी या रंगों का अक्षय स्वर्ग संत मेरी इसकी गरिमा ईश ज्ञान का असीम अनंत अपार खजाना हिमालयी रौनक ने सजा रखा था अध्ययन का आशियाना 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 नामित चयनित प्रतिष्ठित प्रेरित रक्षित अतिरक्षित वर्षों में नया एक इतिहास रचा शैक्षणिक उर्वरता में पर्वत संत मेरीज ने 80-85 वर्षों में नया एक इतिहास रचा शैक्षणिक उर्वरता में पर्वत संत मेरीज ने सहस्रों समर्पित धर्मदूत बने रूपांतरण के अग्रदूत लेखक रचनाकार विश्लेषक ईश ज्ञान के व्याख्याता ईश ज्ञान मनुष्यों से देश और देशांतर में यश था चतुर्दिक फैल रहा ईश ज्ञान के व्याख्याता ईश ज्ञान मनुष्यों से देश और देशांतर में यश था चतुर्दिक फैल रहा महिमा बनी सा महिमा बनी सा
Good morning, fathers.
Good morning, Father. You seem to be in deep thought. What has happened?
Yes, and that is why I have called for a meeting to discuss something very urgent and important. This thought has been taking root in the hearts of many of the staff and students here, but never materialized. It is regarding a shifting out of Kurseong.
Father, I hope we all remember that in 1926 too, our rector, Father Alphonse Whitney, had raised this question, but the discussion had ended in a draw. Life moved on, and in 1939, we celebrated our Golden Jubilee and invested in a new building for the library. So nothing really materialized.
Yes, but now after independence, so much has changed. Though Kurseong is beautiful, the height of 5,454 feet and the cold climate are not suitable for many. Also, we have so many Indian scholastics now, but this place is remote from the life of their country's life and struggles. Remember, fathers, we have to reflect the call of the Second Vatican Council in our priestly formation too. That is, a faith that does justice.
Father is right. I feel we must shift to another place. We need to immerse ourselves into the context of our people, their struggles, and their culture.
But haven't we settled in? And what about the years of hard work? All of us know that we came here in 1889. It is 1962 now. We have done so much. We should maybe make plans of making infrastructure and facilities better.
We cannot also ignore the political climate. There is the Chinese aggression on the Indian borders, which we in Kurseong cannot overlook.
Yes, that is a big concern too. Vatican II has asked us to go forth in mission, and part of our theological mission is to be amongst the people of God and to evangelize. We cannot ignore this great missiological call of our church.
You know fully well that if it is necessary for Christianity to become incarnate in the culture of your ancient land, this need is perhaps all the more evident in the vast regions of North. While bearing witness to Christ, the staff and students of St. Mary's can assist in the process of the Indianization of the Church. They can also constitute a center of theological reflection on the problems of the contemporary world.
Yes, let us move ahead.
We have to be men for others, and we cannot isolate ourselves now. We need to go out and be in the midst of all our fellow men and women. So first, we will form teams to go and search for a place. Hyderabad, Calcutta, Bombay, Allahabad, and Ranchi can be our possible sites. I will be visiting Delhi too, and let's see where God leads us to move our college. In fact, land is available in Ranchi, and seeing it as the newly emerging epicenter of Catholicism in North India, In the midst of the culturally rich Adivasi belt, we can consider it.
Father Pedro Arupe visited Delhi in 1970 and decided to transfer St. Mary's to Delhi. He directed that it be temporarily accommodated in the boarding section, which was about to be closed at St. Xavier's School, until a new site is purchased and buildings constructed. Thus, St. Mary's College was shifted in the winter of 1971-72 to Delhi, and classes began on 17th January 1972 at Vidyajyoti, Institute of Religious Studies, Faculty of Theology, having 62 theologians and 13 professors, transporting libraries 70,000 volumes. A Herculean task was carried out efficiently. Father Walcott packed the books, and Father Michael Barra was entrusted with the work of transportation.
In the meanwhile, the efforts to find a new site once again failed, and upon request, the Provincial of Patna very kindly agreed to place a part of St. Xavier's School at the disposal of the Theology. Construction started, and Father Arupe blessed the academic block in 1977, and the Vidyajyoti residence was ready for use by 1979. Since 1932, St. Mary's College, as a reserve faculty, has been training only the Jesuits, but after 1968, Vatican allowed it to admit any other duly qualified student. Consequently, from 1974, seminarians of the Delhi Archdiocese and of other dioceses as well as the religious began to enroll themselves.
Thus ends the first journey of Vidyajyoti. What a glorious legacy we have of the hard work of our Jesuit fathers, who had the vision and courage to take risks as they discerned the way forward in prayer. Let us now trace the second journey of Vidyajyoti. Let us start by looking at the thought processes of some of our professors who built our college to be what it is today.
बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं है.
Aren't you, TK?
Of course, Father Gisbert, I am TK. I am TK John, and I am TK. What is not TK is the way Greco-Latin centric theology, though valuable, is not related to the context of India and Asia. We need to integrate the precious jewels of our Eastern religious traditions into our work and teaching. What do you think, Father Amalados?
Yes, but I wonder what will our Indian brothers and sisters say about Jesus Christ? As if he is asking us in India, who do you say I am?
Father Samuel Rhine, your thoughts, please.
The women, Dalits, and the tribals, and all those whose voices have been suppressed, are the voices that we need to articulate in our theology.
Vatican II has given us this mandate in its decree on the missionary activity of the Church and openness to culture. Scriptures of other faiths are also holy ground, and the need of the hour is religious listening to recognize what the Spirit is saying to us.
All is holy. In India, the trees, the river, the stone, sab kuch.
I agree, and let's go a step further. There can be an authentic seeking of God that is simply different from and irreconcilable from the Christian one. And as for us, my dear friends, we do not have a monopoly over Christ. Christ is for all. Christ is incarnate in every culture. Father Aragasamy, why are you so quiet?
The human person is in the image and likeness of God. And one of the biggest signs of this is freedom. Freedom is integral to humanum and is universal and inviolable. And this is also what leads us to understand human rights. The moral commitment to the dignity of every human person, Sarvodaya, is mediated by the critical option for the last and the least, Antyodaya.
Well said, Father Arokya. Continuing with what Father Amal said, I still wonder what could be an Indian Christology. Jesus cannot be a remote figure in history. He has to have significance in the present realities of our society today, especially in Asia.
In Christ, God reaches to all of us, everywhere.
You know who comes to my mind? Thomas Stevens, Robert de Nobili, Joseph Constantine Besky, and John Calmette. Their method of encounter with the culture of India led them to appreciate and value all that was beautiful and good in it.
With Jesus, everything was about the human person and his or her total well-being. To devalue a human person in favor of power, profit, or prestige, be it sacred or secular, would be the ultimate evil in his eyes. And it could be our stance too in our theology.
I hope you all are writing all this.
I am going to Rishikesh with my students, Gangachi. I will be teaching a course on Hinduism, don't forget.
Our academic community surely needs to go to the field. The harvest is rich and plentiful, if you understand.
I understand it as involvement with the people who are made poor by oppressive systems. So many sectors, not only in Delhi, but across the nation.
The rickshaw pullers around our college to begin with.
The prisons, the slums, the lepers.
The street kids.
So then, what is theology?
Theology is believers searching for an experiential understanding of God as relevant to transforming their lives in the world.
Also, this transformation is collective and communitarian too. The church is nothing if not prophetic and if there is no praxis.
Rooted in Indian traditions, cultures, and context, we forge a path of serving this nation and the world.
We have to interpret Christ to India and Asia, and let our theology be a force of liberation.
For me, theology is maybe to think like an Indian.
We need a woman's voice too. Let's meet Sister Shalini in the break and continue the discussion.
Since 1974, the doors of Vidyajyoti were opened to all duly qualified students. It also extends its theological services to a larger public than its regular students through a distance education program in theology. From 1977, more than 300 women have studied theology in Vidyajyoti.
In Vidyajyoti, theological education and fieldwork experiences are intrinsically linked to each other. This method helps the academic community to develop attitudes, interests, values, and orientations, spaces, and processes to cultivate and promote divine human values of justice, love, integrity, compassion, hope, and faith. Vidyajyoti, in its past 50 years, has made a sincere effort to be part of the life and struggles of the poor in the city of Delhi through its involvement in various slums, centers for TB and leprosy patients run by the missionaries of charity, rickshaw pullers, street children, sex workers, Adivasi domestic workers, prisoners in Tihar jail, refugees, and moving to public places of intellectuals.
Regional theology centers were initiated by Jesuit Conference of South Asia and Vidyajyoti. Father Joseph Muttam pioneered by establishing the first one in 1978 in Gujarat. Eventually, Madurai, Patna, Ranchi, Bombay, Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra, Kolkata, and Indian Missionary Society, Varanasi, opened their regional theology centers. While most of them are closed, the three of them continue, morphed as Jesuit formation centers of theology, namely Ranchi, Chennai, and Bangalore. Vidyajyoti has constantly promoted subaltern theologies, Dalit, Adivasi, and feminist. Vidyajyoti students and staff have participated in various movements of people and expressed solidarity with those who are unjustly oppressed or violated. The publications of Vidyajyoti continue to contribute to the advancement of theological research and knowledge. Apart from the books published by the faculty members, since 1936, St. Mary's Vidyajyoti has been publishing Clergy Monthly, Vidyajyoti Journal of Theological Reflection, serving the Church in South Asia. Our other monthly, Ave, also known as Vachan Sudha, with its reflections on the daily readings, has been nourishing the faith of thousands of Catholics.
Vidyajyoti is privileged to interact with the Archdiocese of Delhi, pastorally or otherwise. Vidyajyoti is what it is because of dozens of staff members and students, rectors and registrars, well-wishers and benefactors, and hundreds of ordinary people, humble and little known, by their generosity and dedication, have built up Vidyajyoti into what it is today. Over the last 50 years, Vidyajyoti has rooted and immersed itself in the heart of our motherland to make its mark in the hearts of all those who seek Christ and the true God.
विद्या ज्योति के आने पर दिल्ली बनी नई नवेली बेथलेहम। विद्या ज्योति के आने पर दिल्ली बनी नई नवेली बेथलेहम। नई संस्था प्रभु प्रतीक जन्मलाल दिल्ली के बेथलेहम में। नई संस्था प्रभु प्रतीक जन्मलाल दिल्ली के बेथलेहम में। मुट्ठी भर ईसाइयों ने रत जग्गा करते चरवाहों की भूमिका निभाई। मुट्ठी भर ईसाइयों ने रत जग्गा करते चरवाहों की भूमिका निभाई। उन दिनों खूबी से नया मिशन प्रारंभ हुआ। नया मिशन प्रारंभ हुआ 1972 में। 1972 में विद्या ज्योति के आने पर। झोपड़पट्टियाँ गंदी बस्तियाँ, झोपड़पट्टियाँ गंदी बस्तियाँ हो बदल कर मानवाधिकार पाठशालाएं बनी। मानवाधिकार पाठशालाएं बनी। उपासनालय दिल्ली के याचकी सेवा प्रयोगशालाएं प्राकृतिक व मानव सर्जित विपदाओं में सच्ची मानव सेवा के सेवक बनने का नमूना पेश किया। सेवक बनने का नमूना पेश किया विद्या ज्योति शाला ने। विद्या ज्योति के आने पर क्या पहुंच की सीखती जियो प्यारे, अवश्य जियो, अवश्य जियो, किंतु अपने लिए नहीं, दूसरों के लिए जियो, दूसरों के लिए जियो। प्राणों की आहुति देना क्यों ना पड़े, ताकि दूसरे जीवन पाए। प्राणों की आहुति देना क्यों ना पड़े, ताकि दूसरे जीवन पाए। इससे बढ़कर कोई नहीं, जो दूसरों के लिए ही अपने प्राण दे। इससे बढ़कर कोई नहीं, जो दूसरों के लिए ही अपने प्राण दे। विद्या ज्योति के आने पर नमकीनता मानव समुदायों में, नमकीनता मानव समुदायों में, ज्वलनशीलता जाज्वलता दिया दीप में, ज्वलनशीलता जाज्वलता दिया दीप में। खुशबू रौनक गुलाब में, मधुर संगीत वीणा के झनकार में। नामित प्रेषित चयनित रक्षित तुम तो, रंग बहार इंद्रधनुष के बन जाओ। खुशबू रौनक गुलाब में, मधुर संगीत वीणा के झनकार में। नामित प्रेषित चयनित रक्षित तुम तो, रंग बहार इंद्रधनुष के बन जाओ। तुम प्रभु के प्रेरित नवयुग के, तकनीकी युगीन राष्ट्र के तृतीय सहस्त्राब्दी भारत के। विद्या ज्योति के आने पर दिल्ली बनी नई नवेली बेथलेहम। विद्या ज्योति के आने पर दिल्ली बनी नई नवेली बेथलेहम।
After witnessing all this and understanding what are the two journeys of Vidyajyoti, I can only say this: we stand on holy ground.
Yes, true. And now we are privileged to be part of the third journey of Vidyajyoti. Let us ask Sophia what that could be.
I know that you are wondering what is going to be Vidyajyoti's future. Tell me, what are the signs of the times? What are the prophetic calls that are resounding? In which direction is the church heading? Do you see hope and do you see a future?
The call is to be a synodal church that journeys together and enlarges its tents to include all, especially those at the periphery.
Pope Francis has asked us to hear the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor. Also, Our Jesuit universal apostolic preferences give us a horizon. The excluded, the youth, and those seeking a path to God.
To save the democracy and to rescue the Constitution.
Yes, and let us invite more voices that will affirm our way forward and be our guides.
My future is at stake as I will inherit a planet that will be totally unlivable. Can you stand by me to raise your voice and to save this earth? There is no planet B.
Our culture and land is our wealth. Can we get the assurance that you will stand with us? Will you open yourself to my world?
In the name of religion, caste, color, and creed, can we stop fighting and live as one family? Will you stand by us to save the democratic framework of our country and motherland?
I still don't feel safe. Though I am educated, I am still not treated as an equal. I am violated, subjugated, and oppressed. Will you be my ally? And can we work together to form a new society?
I don't need pity, but the truth is that I am different. I do feel excluded. I don't have access to all the privileges that you have. Will you recognize my pain and speak with me and for me?
I want to know God, but I don't connect religion. I am so confused about my life. I feel alone and misunderstood. I need help. I want a guide. Will you show me the way?
We are at the margins. We are hungry and tired. Do you see us?
We see and we hear. We feel your pain. We will raise our voice for your rights. We will show you the path to the heart of the divine. We will be the light of Christ.
Vidyajyoti is going to do its role as a part of this synodal church that is called to encounter, listen, and discern. We are called to be open to change and challenges and conversion. We are invited to go beyond our comfort zones to the peripheries.
With faith, hope, and courage, and in solidarity with our brothers and sisters of all faiths. Yes, in imitation of Christ, who showed us the way of selfless sacrifice and service. Thank you, Sophia. The journey of Vidyajyoti continues, and you are our guide.
glory of God. We go forth in love today. Generous in good works we do, alive to truth and grace. Vidyajyoti, you are our light, enflaming hearts with love, teaching us to be the people of faith, ablaze with light divine. We will seek the lost and the least, lead them to the heart of God. Reconciliation and justice, as ships we will never fear. Vidyajyoti,